Alright, welcome to the video. So this is my controller collection. We got all the controllers all on the table, all in one round. So what we got here is a bunch of controllers, and I'm going to show you guys all the controllers that we have. If you guys can guess which are my favorite controller, let me know in the comment section which you think is my favorite. Let me know which one is your favorite as well. Alright, so let's look at the first controller. So the first controller I want to look at is this one right here. So this one is one of my favorite controllers because it's one of the first controllers I ever bought. My first custom controller ever. So this controller was about $300, and I bought this when the PS5 first launched. So it's from a company called AIM Controllers. As you can see the beautiful A on the back. So AIM Controllers make a lot of different controllers. So this is actually the older versions. This is the version 1. I know they're up to version 4 now, where they have the instant triggers and they have, you know, the regular triggers on the back. But you know what I mean? I love this one. My version 1 still has the clicky triggers, still going strong. And yeah, it's one of my favorite controllers. So the second controller I want to talk about is gonna be a controller that I built myself as well. So this right here is my favorite controller ever. I have my name on there as well, SELAH. And basically, I built this controller with parts from Extreme. So Extreme reached out to me and said, hey, like, we have some new controller parts. I want you to try them out. Tell me what you think. So I'm like, okay, I'm up for the challenge. So I built this controller, and yeah, it was exciting. You know, I put together all the parts and all the accessories. Obviously, over time, I took it apart and built it back again. So that's why it looks like this with the gold and the red and everything. So this controller, though, is my favorite. It's what I use every single time I'm playing Call of Duty, and it rocks. Also still has a rumbling, so it's a little bit more heavy on the heavier side, but nevertheless, it's a great controller and I love it. So another controller I want to look at is this right here. So this is the God of War Ragnarok controller. God of War Ragnarok is my favorite, well, I would say one of my favorite games of all time. So, and no, part 1 was good. I played all the God of War. I played God of War 1, God of War 2, from all the way from the PlayStation 2 days. That those were, in my opinion, those were the best God of Wars ever built. But obviously God of War Ragnarok and the new God of War that they launched is really good. And I had to grab this controller because it looks so rad. I didn't want to customize it or anything. I wanted it to be the same exact controller that Sony built, because this controller is just too rad for me to do anything to it. Alright, so another controller right here. This controller, honestly, I have a love and hate relationship with this controller. It's a Scuf controller. So this is Scuf Reflex Pro controller. It's not an FPS version, it's a Reflex Pro, so it doesn't have the instant triggers. And this controller, believe it or not, cost me $300. $300 US I paid for this controller because I got it when it first launched. And I remember when it first launched, everybody wanted a Scuf, and we had to do a whole lineup, and it was horrible, man. But $300 is definitely not worth it now when you can get, like, you know, a X controller right now, customized everything for $200. Like, it's wild. But nevertheless, it's a good controller. The back buttons are solid, and it's not, I guess it's not one of my top favorite controller, but it's definitely one of my well-liked controller, I would say. All right, so I'm going to a big boy right now. So this right here, I love this controller, bro. I love this controller. I was using this controller a lot when I first got it, and now I don't really use it as much, so it sits in the case more times. But this right here is the Sony DualSense Edge controller. Obviously, you see it's kind of messy at the back. Don't watch that. I know I've been using this controller a lot, you know what I mean? But the back buttons are nice. It only comes with 2 back buttons. The amazing thing about this is that it has the adjustable triggers, so you can have, you know, it has your haptic feels. So you have your haptic feedback. You also have the adjustable triggers, adjustable triggers that comes with the DualSense. So you can have the regular DualSense triggers. So, you know what I mean? You can have the adjustable aim, and you can also have like an instant trigger if you want to play Call of Duty or any of those FPS games. This is one of the reasons why I love this controller so much. And obviously it does come in a box with a lot of accessories, a cable and everything. So it's a great controller overall. Alright, so another controller I think that I didn't get to really love because I got into it late, but this is the Scuf Impact. This is a very popular Scuf PS4 controller. A lot of people use. Obviously, this one doesn't have a rumble in it, so any rumble in it, so it's very light, very nice. Honestly, I used this a couple of times and I loved it. Obviously, it has an instant trigger like as well, and it feels nice and it plays really good, but I haven't really used it as much because I mostly play on PlayStation 5 and this is not compatible with PS5 games, so I only use this to play Call of Duty on PC. That's the only way you can play it. So there's nothing special about this controller right here. This is a regular PS5 controller. This one came with my launch PS5, so I've been using it. All I put was just my logo on the back there, but nevertheless it's just a regular PS5 controller, but this controller still works very well. No stick drift. I had it since launch. So I don't know, a lot of people complain about stick drift, but I never really had stick drift on any one of my PS5 controllers. Only my Xbox controller, which is the Elite Series 2 controller. So I guess I've been blessed and I've been lucky. Alright. So let's go over to the Xbox. Let's talk about a couple of Xbox controllers. Right now, I know I haven't been giving Xbox controllers a lot of love on my channel, and I do apologize about that. Xbox controllers really still go hard. But, so this controller right here is my Extreme Weight Xbox controller. So I built this controller from scratch. And this controller right here is one of my first Xbox controller I ever built. And I did mess up the button, so I think the B button is not programmable. Sorry, not the B button, but the L, I think the L1, it's called L1, forgive me if I get it wrong. But the L1 is not programmable because I messed up the soldering. It's my first time ever soldering, and honestly I think I did a good job overall building this controller. So you have the instant triggers as well. And I don't want to use this controller a lot, like it doesn't really get a lot of love, and I wish I give it a little bit more love because I love the red. Obviously I changed the white to black. These ones, the regular white controller, the regular red controller come with white at the back. So the back here is white, but for this one I wanted to change it to black to make it blend in and look a little bit more like luxurious. But nevertheless, I love this controller. Shout out to Extreme Weight for you know, the parts. So this one right here is another one of my favorite controllers. I love this controller a lot. This controller is right here, is the Halo controller. This is from the Xbox One era. So I had this with my Xbox One. It came with my Xbox One, and obviously I don't have my Xbox One anymore. I sold it, but I wanted to keep this controller because this controller, I love it so much. It's a beautiful controller with a Halo controller. These are worth a lot of money now online because a lot of resellers are selling these back for a lot of money. So I know this is worth a lot. Obviously you could use a little bit of refurbish here and there because, you know, it's rubbed off, because I, you know, over the years playing on it a lot, it rubbed off and whatever. But this could be easily refurbished, change the buttons out and everything, and it'll be perfect and ready to go. But nevertheless, it's a great controller. I love it so much. It doesn't even have no batteries in it because I don't really play with it much, but it's good overall. This is my Power A controller. So this is not Xbox, the cheapest controller I own. This is a Power A controller. I wanted to try one of these. I actually have a video as well right here where I talk a little bit more about this controller. This controller is a bang for the buck. This controller only costs $30 and you get back buttons, 2 back buttons. It's a wired controller, so you have to keep this controller plugged in at all time for it to work. But it's a bang for the buck. For 30 bucks, you have your, you know, instant trigger. Look a bit, not instant trigger, but the regular triggers. But you have 2 back buttons that you can program to do your slide cancels. So this is what you call a true value. If you're an Xbox player, you have to get one of these because for the price and the performance you're getting out of these, you can't find it anywhere else. So this is one of the most coveted controllers of all times. This is the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. Honestly, I have a love and hate relationship with this controller, and I can tell you the reason why. This is my 3rd Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. My other ones broke. First one was a sticking button, second one was a sticking button, and then the other one after that one, it had stick drift issues. This has stick drift issues, but a little bit, not too bad. Something that you can fix a dead zone and get rid of. But I love this controller because it feels good. It fully customizable on your Xbox app. Out of, like, between this and the DualSense Edge, I would definitely say this is a little bit better because you can use it on your PC and on your Xbox, and full customization. Obviously, Microsoft owns the PC, so they make it easily accessible to customize. But the DualSense Edge can only be customized on a PS5, or you can only customize a back button using a special app called the DualSense X, which I'm going to link right here if you need the app to be able to play your DualSense Edge controller, just in case you need it. But nevertheless, this controller is a lovely controller. I love it. It's nice. It works perfectly fine. But these controllers are prone to issues of stick drifting a lot, and some of them even come with sticky buttons outside of the box, so you gotta be aware of that. without those quirks, it's a great controller. It has a lot of different accessories in the box as well that works really well, and I can't complain. It's a nice controller apart from the issues that it has. This right here is a regular Xbox controller. This came with my launch Xbox Series X. I was excited when I first got this because I got my Xbox before I got my PS5, because Xbox actually launched before PS5 did. And I was excited when I got this, unboxed it, and I was like, yo, I was ready to go playing GTA Online, you know, playing other games, Xbox game, play some classic Xbox Game Pass games. And it was good, it worked well. It's a regular, you know, Xbox controller. Obviously doesn't have the fancy triggers like PlayStation and all that, but it does what it's supposed to do as a controller. Right, last but not least, there's a Switch controller right here. It's from a company called Nexi. So Nexi sent me this controller back then for the Switch. At that time I didn't own a Switch, so I had to go ahead and buy a Switch. So I buy a Switch and I did an unboxing video. You can see the unboxing video right here. It's a little bit choppy, but you know what I mean, I tried my best. So these are the only Joy-Cons I know so far that has back buttons for Switch. So this is great for if you're playing Fortnite on the Switch. I might use this when I might bring some vacation with me as well to play some Fortnite in the airport. But nevertheless, it's a great controller from a company called Nexi. They make really great accessories. We are also an affiliate of Hex Gaming, so if you use my coupon code, you get unlimited customization on your controller, plus you get 5% discount on the entire store. So make sure you use code Jason if you're purchasing a Hex controller, and that will give you unlimited customization plus a 5% discount. Alternatively, you can also purchase a controller directly from our store as well to support the channel and to help us grow. Regardless, you're helping and supporting the channel. Until next time, peace, love, and clicks. I see you. Since you're still here, make sure you hit that like. Also subscribe to the channel because yo, boy, I gotta eat. I see you. I love you.